Hi and welcome. I am joined with Michelle Hamilton from Beyond Balance, and today we're talking about something pretty interesting, something that maybe not many people know is a technique that can be used, and it's EMDR. Now, what does that stand for exactly?
Well, EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing,
Okay.
which is an awfully confusing name.
Yeah.
So I usually begin by explaining to people a little bit about how this treatment works,
Right.
and what it works for.
Right.
Okay.
And so I kind of off camera, I kind of watched a little bit of a video, and for me, for someone who's never even noticed it, it's a lot of eye and movements, and it almost looks like it's a hypnosis thing, but it's not really. So do you want to just kind of explain the basis of what it is?
Okay, well, first let me say that EMDR is one of only a few evidence-informed treatments for post-traumatic stress disorder in particular, and it can be used as well for many treatments, or for many different issues. So it's a treatment for trauma-related disorders, okay? And it isn't hypnosis, although there can be some, perhaps some overlaps in terms of how it may work. But the eye movement is one way that we use to engage the brain, okay? So EMDR is very much a brain and body focused treatment.
Okay.
So that's one thing that's really important, is that it really works by way of engaging the nervous system.
Okay.
Okay? And the other things I want to say is the desensitization, EM, eye movement, D stands for desensitization, meaning it changes a memory. It changes the way a memory is stored and the way it feels, so that it becomes less disturbing. So it may, at first, when people think about a disturbing memory that's caused them distress, it may create intense reaction in their body, their nervous system, their mind, their feelings.
Right.
And after effective treatment with EMDR, people can think of that same memory, and it doesn't erase the memory, but it reprocesses the memory so that it becomes less disturbing and is stored in the brain more efficiently and with less disturbing connections.
Memories that are tied to it. That's interesting. And so how does, I guess the question is the movement of the eyes. So when you sit down and you do this kind of process, what ties the memory to the movement of the eyes? Like, why is that something that is so effective to removing this negative thought?
Okay, well, I'll try my best to explain by way of, I think EMDR was originally developed when a woman by the name of Francine Shapiro, about 25 or 30 years ago, started to recognize the connection between rapid eye movement. So in sleep, we are actively processing information, okay? And during deep sleep, REM sleep, there's a lot of active processing going on. And EMDR is a way to engage the bilateral two sides of the brain in the same kind of way as happens during sleep, where we're trying to reprocess, we're activating a processing system.
Right.
Okay.
That's very cool. Yeah, so I guess, well, there's lots of questions that we want to get into here for sure. We can get into this into the next hour, so that's what we will do. I'll hold you right there, and we'll get into kind of more of the process and how one would go through using EMDR.
Sure,
So
sounds good.
stay with us, and coming up in the next hour, we will have Michelle, and we'll look into more EMDR.